All right, I don't know if this is going to work, but I have a 360 camera here, so you should be able to look around and see where I am, including behind me here. Let's see. If you notice, I made it to Alaska. So I am here in Juneau at Mendenhall Glacier and Nugget Falls. There's Nugget Falls, Mendenhall Glacier, absolutely breathtaking and stunning. It is so cool to be here. So if you are able to, I think you just move your phone around, you'd be able to see what I'm looking at. It is absolutely gorgeous. So let's talk about how Medicare works in Alaska, shall we? Let's start with the Medicare supplement plan side of the conversation, and everybody wants to know about costs. And so when we talk about supplement plan cost, the national average for a 65-year-old looking to go on supplement plan G is $150 per person per month. Here in Alaska, the average is $145 per person per month, pretty close to the national average. For a plan N, the national average, again for a 65-year-old, is $120 per person per month. Here in Alaska, it is $120 per month. So you're right at the national average when it comes to supplement plans. So the supplement plan penetration rate nationally is 21%. That means 21 out of every 100 people who have the option of a supplement plan or an Advantage plan or FEHB, TRICARE for Life, or something else are choosing a supplement plan. Here in Alaska, it's 19.1%. And just that 2% difference makes Alaska the 16th lowest state in the country when it comes to supplement plan penetration rate. That's not me saying that it is a good or a bad thing. Those are just the numbers here. Supplement plans are attained age plans. That means that it is based on the age that you have attained. So if I go on Medicare at 65 years old and I get a Medicare supplement plan, when I turn 66 years old, the insurance companies are allowed to give me a little bit of a bump because of my birthday. We sarcastically refer to this as a happy birthday increase. In addition to that, insurance companies give annual rate adjustments to account for rising healthcare costs and inflation and how that insurance company is running. So you could see potentially 2 rate increases per year with attained age plans. The other options are community rated and issue age, and community rated isn't based off of your age at all. It's based off of the community. Those tend to start higher. Issue age is based on the age when you were issued your plan. So if I'm issued my plan at 65, I go on a supplement plan at 65, that would be different than if I went to go on for the first time a supplement plan at 67. The 67-year-old would have higher rates. But if I go on at 65 or at 67, when I have a birthday, I don't get a second bump because of that. So attained age plans, you could see 2 bumps per year with your supplement plans. But again, these start lower than the other 2. There are opportunities for discounts here on supplement plans, and there are 2 that I'll talk about. One is called a household discount. So if me and let's say my spouse are both on a Medicare supplement plan with the same insurance company, there are insurance companies that are willing to give a discount for that to both of us because we're both with them. Another discount would be called a roommate discount. This isn't even a spouse and they don't have to be on a supplement plan. You just have somebody living with you in the house. Now, it's not as big of a discount as the household discount, but it is something that insurance companies are willing to do. And this is why I'm always advocating work with a licensed agent who's familiar with your state and your area that would be able to find these discounts for you. If you just go straight to an insurance company, they aren't going to tell you about their competitors. They aren't going to say, hey, did you know our competitors have lower rates? It's not going to happen. So an insurance agent can help you shop these plans, find the one that's the lowest for you, apply those discounts, and it never costs you anything to use an agent. I'm not even saying you need to use us, use our competitors. If you do want our help, I do have agents and partners who are licensed and familiar with the plans available to you here in Alaska. Here in Alaska, you do not have any guaranteed issue rules. We call it GI rules. What this means is that if you're on a supplement plan and you want to switch to another supplement plan, even if it's the same letter, you would need to go through medical underwriting. So why would somebody want to do that? Well, let's say that I'm on a supplement plan G and my insurance company is experiencing faster rate increases than the other insurance companies. Well, I want to switch to a plan that has lower costs. You'd have to go through medical underwriting. A similar reason to switch would be, let's say I'm on a plan G and it's just too much for me and I want to switch down to a plan N. Well, again, you'd have to go through medical underwriting. Same scenario if you wanted to switch up from a plan N to a plan G. So medical underwriting is you're answering medical questions. They're going to ask your doctors about your health. And if you have poor health, then you would be denied completely, or you could be charged higher than normal rates. If you have good health, then the switch won't be a problem at all. Let's finish up the Medicare supplement plan side of the discussion with how it works for those who are pre-65. Now, people can get Medicare before they turn 65 if they are disabled, if they've been diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, ESRD, or they've been diagnosed with ALS, commonly referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease. So if this is the case and you have Medicare, in most states, supplement plans for those pre-65 are not readily available. There are some exceptions, but if they are available in a state, usually it's 1 or 2 letters and the prices are extremely high. Here in Alaska, I don't have great news for you. You do not have access to supplement plans pre-65. So your options are left with original Medicare only, or you can get an Advantage plan. Or if you're covered by some sort of an employer group, whether that's your own or your spouse's, then you would be able to coordinate that with Medicare, but supplement plans aren't happening. Now, when you reach 65 years old, you are able to go on a supplement plan, any of the letters, and you're going to be charged the same rates that any other 65-year-old would be. All right, let's switch over to the Medicare Advantage plan side of this conversation. In Alaska, you are super unique. Now, nationally, the penetration rate for Advantage plans is 50%. 50 out of every 100 Americans are going with a Medicare Advantage plan. Here in Alaska, the penetration rate is 2%. And it's essentially zero because there are not Medicare Advantage plans offered here in Alaska. So I don't know where they're getting that 2% number. My assumption has to be that there's 2% of the people here on Medicare that either have some sort of an employer retiree plan that's classified as an Advantage plan, or they got an Advantage plan outside of Alaska, maybe a nationwide PPO plan where they still have access to doctors, and then they moved here to Alaska. But you can't just go and buy an Advantage plan here in Alaska just on the commercial market. So your penetration rate is essentially zero. That would make you the lowest penetration rate in the country when it comes to Advantage plans. All right, I do have a secret code word for you. Just a reminder though, if you do need help, feel free to reach out. My email is in the description of every video, or you can go to theretirementnerds.com and we'd be happy to help you. Take a look at the scenery around you. It is absolutely amazing. I've seen several signs for bears. So the key word is some sort of a bear, whether that's a polar bear, grizzly bear, black bear, koala bear, panda bear, teddy bear. Bear is the keyword. If you leave that in the comments, and I'll know that you've made it to the end, and I can take those comments a little bit more seriously. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It means more than you know. I appreciate you making it this far. I'm going to go explore Alaska. It has been absolutely breathtaking. I started by driving as far north as the Glacier Highway would take me, and then it stopped. I'm working my way back. We're at Mendenhall Glacier, Nugget Falls, then I'm going to head into downtown Juneau and see what that has to offer. So again, thank you for making it this far. I will see you in the next video.